All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back, or not welcome back, but welcome to episode one of Copy and Coffee. I thought of this idea the other day. I drink coffee every morning, I write copy every day, and I love talking about copy. So I figured instead of just boring KJ to death in our Slack channel, I would maybe record myself talking about my journey and just document some cool things that I'm doing right now to maybe help you guys out who are all kind of on this same journey as well. So, what I thought I would kind of talk about in this first video is just like my first realistic year as a copywriter, just so you can get to know me a little bit more, kind of like what I've been doing, how I got into this whole space. Because everyone has a very different path. And I can almost tell you that nobody's path is like I came in, I learned copy, and I immediately hit 10K a month, which is unfortunately what a lot of people want you to believe. So, I'm just going to show you what a more realistic path looks like, but also how you can still find success and completely change your life with this extremely valuable skill. So let's kind of get right into it. Let me just grab a sip of this. I have some notes over here just to keep me on track, because once I get the coffee in me, I can really yap about anything for a minute. So I guess the first thing I'll just talk about is like, where did I come from, right? I'm 25 years old right now. But I'm like the most normal kid ever. I grew up, I went to college, have a normal family, like did not know anything about making money online until even after I graduated college. So I graduated with an engineering degree. I came out of school. I was working a 9 to 5 that I like hated every single day of my life. It sucked so much. And that was definitely a little bit of a dark time for me because I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I thank God for it every day, because I had my little quarter life crisis, I like to call it, and thought about what was it that I wanted to do for the rest of my life before I got too far down my career path. So anyway, this was like maybe 2 years ago now, is when I was like, I stumbled on copywriting for the first time. I really started to look into making money online. It seemed very legit to me. I was thinking about it like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to make $1 million soon, but this does seem like a better path as far as the time freedom, location freedom, and then maybe long term I can make some good money too. So I quit my job. I actually bought like a $4,000 copywriting mentorship from someone that some of you guys might know. Really besides the point though. I mean, basically, it wasn't a great program. I wasn't also fully ready to like learn copywriting. My mindset was like completely in shambles. So I bought that program, pretty much got nothing from it. But that's then actually when KJ started posting videos. So I found KJ on YouTube, like literally when he first started, like a year and a half ago, even longer than that. I was like, man, this guy's spilling some sauce. I was like, this is a legit guy that seems like he can kind of teach me everything I know. So I actually then ended up joining KJ's coaching program. I was literally like one of his first like 5 students, I want to say. And this is when he was doing like full one-on-ones back in the day. So shout out KJ, man. He would like hop on Zoom with us once a week because there were only like 5 or 6 guys in the coaching program. And he didn't even have a course yet. Like he was so fresh on just showing what he had done to get to 10K a month. I was like, bro, just show me what you did and I'll pay you. So that's what I did. He was literally giving me like everything I needed. Now we're talking, this is in like February of 2024, so still like a year and a half ago. I was showing up to some Zoom calls. Basically, he was telling me everything I needed to do, and then I wasn't doing it because I was lazy. My mindset was in shambles. I still did not think this was going to work. He would tell me to source leads. He would tell me to send outreach, and I didn't want to do any of it because it was boring. And I was like, it just didn't seem like something that was going to make me money. And it just didn't seem as flashy as like watching a YouTube video and like learning copywriting. But I mean, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that as well, because that's kind of where I think a lot of guys are at the start, is like they're very excited with learning and writing copy, but then when it's time to actually like do the things that you don't want to do, like the outreach and potentially hopping on a scary sales call and getting rejected, writing copy all day every day, like those are things that take a lot of brain power, and but that's ultimately what moves the needle. So long story short, it's so funny, I joined KJ's program, then I quit like immediately. He was giving me one-on-ones, I completely just like fell off the horse. And then I went dark for like 2 months. I was playing video games. All right, sorry about that. My camera just died. So anyway, yeah, I quit. Mindset was in shambles. I literally was playing like Minecraft, like with a couple of my college buddies every single day. And I completely gave up. But I also still knew like I was never gonna go back to my 9 to 5. So that wasn't an option. It was more so me just like I don't know. It was just a low. And again, I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt that. You just completely lose motivation. You're just kind of you're still watching the content. You still know that all this stuff is real, but you're just kind of on the sidelines right now. You're just like watching everybody. You're not kind of fully committed to this yet. Anyway, though, fast forward a couple months. It's now like May. I don't know what specifically it was, but something, I got fed up with it. I was like, at this point, like, I need to man up. I need to change my life. I'm so sick of waking up, feeling like crap, playing video games. I was like, this is getting me nowhere. So I came back to Copy Elite. I let KJ know. Also, shout out to Luca, because he was the one that actually sent me a DM and was like, how are you doing? Like, we haven't seen you in a couple months. And that ultimately, like, got me back into everything. But I got back. I immediately started just doing exactly what KJ said to do. So I sent like 15 DMs. I was sending like some free value at the time. It was like YouTube titles, some scripts, stuff like that. And I literally landed my first client in like a week or two of coming back. So that shows you how fast stuff can change. Like when you actually just start taking KJ's advice and taking like doing some of the value or just doing the things that he tells you to do, because they do work and it's just a matter of time. So yeah, I landed my first client. That was freaking awesome. I had him on like a pretty good like deal. It was like a 30% revenue share deal. And it was honestly perfect because he was very new as far as like starting up his own high ticket offer. Like he had just launched it when I kind of found him, because I saw that he had just started doing content. So we kind of found each other at the perfect time. He had no idea how to do any sort of marketing or copywriting. And that's kind of when the two of us linked up together. He had me on a 30% revenue share deal, and I was just ready to do everything for him. So I pretty much started out just doing YouTube stuff. I would give him all of his YouTube titles, the ideas. I would write the scripts. Sometimes I would even put the value in there. I started basically like helping him build out his own coaching program and the course material in there. I helped him set up a Discord community. I started teaching him how to do like Miro videos, and then sometimes I would just like make the Miro videos for him, then give him the titles and the hooks for YouTube. And that's pretty much what we did for like a couple months. And things were going well. That was like the season of YouTube like a year ago, where just like raw, authentic, like talking head videos like this were going crazy. So like he would just sit down at the camera. The title would be like raw reality of a 19-year-old making 10K a month online. I'm sure some of you like might remember those titles, because those used to hit back in the day, because no one was talking like this. So he would sit down, talk about his life, and people would freaking buy. So we had a good thing going for a little bit. We were making anywhere from like 10 to 15K a month in those like first couple months. So, do the math. I was making 30%. That's kind of, I pretty much immediately went from making nothing to getting to that like 3 to 4K a month range, which was freaking awesome. Like it was, I cannot explain to you like my mindset shift of seeing my copy work for the first time and seeing money coming in. It completely broke like every false belief I had around copywriting. I immediately knew that like if I just do this with 3 more clients, or just keep working really hard with my current client and scale him, like I'll hit 10K. I was like, for the first time ever, I saw the vision, right? I was like, all I need to do is work harder, keep doing the things that work, and the money will come. It's just like a matter of time. So that was great. Like I was just in the grinds. And yeah, pretty much from like May until maybe like November, I was pretty much just working with this client. I was able to like move out of my parents' house into the New York apartment that I'm in right now. So that was super fun to finally just like live on my own and feel like I was starting my own life. And yeah, dude, like I said, I was just doing like YouTube stuff. I was constantly like messaging KJ, asking like just figuring out things like market positioning, how to make our offer better, how to do better thumbnails, package our videos better, make the click-through rate better, keep the average view duration longer. Like everything that you could possibly try to do with YouTube is what we were doing for months. I even ended up starting his Instagram. Like we fully got his Instagram dialed in. I was writing all of his like reel scripts, then I was editing them in CapCut. I would kind of give him like B-roll footage I wanted him to go out and film, so he would do that. I would chop everything up together in CapCut, upload that. I was writing his story sequences, editing his bios, captions, sending all of that to the YouTube page. Then we made our sales page with the VSL. I mean, we did everything. I could go down the road, but eventually all things were pretty good. I was pretty much stuck at that like 3 to 4K a month range with this guy, all the way until like November. And then from there, I think things kind of we started to split a little bit. He kind of wanted the business to go one way. I wanted them to go another way. I realized it was going to be a little bit harder for us to scale further than I wanted, just because of like some of our differences about where we wanted the business to go. And really the biggest thing for me was I really finally realized, like, now that I'm making money, I realized that the most important thing in this entire space is who you work with, in my opinion. And it's like the second you can get yourself over that hurdle of making that initial wave of money, to where you feel comfortable, you can like whatever, pay rent, move out of your apartment, not necessarily worry about money anymore. For me, at least, it immediately transitioned to like, who do I want to work with, and like try to find that dream client, right, that I can really lock in with. And that was KJ, honestly. I was one of KJ's first students. I had just been closely watching him as he was scaling his own program while I was kind of scaling my clients, and he was always helping me along the way. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time to try to figure out how to get on the KJ's team. So this was in like December of last year. He needed some help on his sales team. So I hopped on as a high ticket closer. I had like no sales experience, but he had a really cool sales manager at the time, Andreas. Shout out to Andreas, he's the homie. And essentially, I hopped on the team. Andreas was kind of training me up. I learned how to close. And then really it took a couple months for me to actually get onto the calendar, because there were a lot of things happening in the business. There were a lot of other reps that were better than me and had priority on the calendar first. But a part of me knew, like, as long as I could just stay on KJ's team, things would work out in the end, just because the two of us got together a lot. We had the same mindset about everything. So anyway, I'll try to keep this a long story short, because I can already see that I'm like 12, 13 minutes in here. But yeah, I joined the sales team. I got pretty addicted to sales. I also just got pretty addicted to being in the conversations with KJ and some of like the exec team that he has. And I just wanted to continue to help the business, like even outside of my sales role. So eventually I pretty much was now the sole like closer for Copy Elite. So I take all the sales calls, just because eventually people would go different ways. And after just a couple months, like, I just kind of found myself in that role. So I take all the sales calls. This is what I do now. I take all the sales calls for all of you that are looking to hop into the full program, like the one-on-one coaching program. And in my free time, I also now just help KJ with literally everything. So I kind of transitioned into more of a partner role with him, where I handle all the sales, but now I even help him with everything else too. So as you can see, like, I help do all of the AI content for his new course that most of you guys are all in right now. I help him write all of the copy for his videos, his VSLs. I help him with Instagram strategy as far as what he's posting on his reels, his stories, and just everything else that we're going to need to do to kind of keep growing the business in the way that we want to go. So that is all in all. I really want to wrap this up because I can't imagine any of you have been listening for the full like 12 or 13 minutes. It's a total yap sesh about me, who's someone you don't even care about. So it's like, why would you even, honestly, if you stay this long, I appreciate you, but also get back to work, you know? But no, in all seriousness, I just wanted to quick yap about, that's like my realistic story, right? So pretty much, again, I hopped in, I quit at the beginning, major mindset issues, eventually came back, got over the mindset hurdle, worked with the client, got a ton of experience helping him pretty much go from zero to making a bunch of money. I was making decent money. Eventually I kind of learned like I didn't want to get new clients. I wanted to work with one that I knew was like going to be the guy for a long time. So that's kind of how I found my way on a KJ's team. Started taking sales, made a little bit more money, and now we're here. So it's like, that's a super realistic like path of someone in this space, right? Not everything is like you just find one client and then go to the next and keep going up. Like I've still never hit 10K a month, because that's $120,000. Like that's a lot of freaking money a year to be making from copywriting. And I know for a fact I'll get there one day. I'll probably get there pretty soon, honestly. But just to show you, like, I mean, it's been a year and a half. I wake up, I work every single day on this stuff. It just takes a while. So if you're going to take anything away from this video, just know that one, I'm a completely normal guy. I had no copywriting experience. I had no business experience. I literally came into all of this completely new, and was able to figure it out. So if I can do it, you definitely can do it too. And then the other thing that you can take away is that there's so much opportunity out there. Every single one of you can genuinely land one client, 5 clients, 10 clients, however many you want. If you just keep doing the outreach, if you keep getting your clients results, using those to leverage those, keep scaling those up, you will all start making money online. It's just a matter of time. You just have to like lock in your mindset, take the daily actions that KJ tells you to take, and kind of keep going from there. So it's a super exciting world that we have the ability to like work on, you know, like just working from our laptop wasn't something that anybody, like any of our parents could do when they grew up. So, I mean, just thank God for this opportunity and just put in the work every single day to make your dreams come true, because they absolutely can. So I'm cutting myself off. That's the end of my yap. Episode 1, Coffee and Copy in the books. See you tomorrow.